We're going live, we're going live. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Amberskies. My name's Blades, and yes, I've forgotten to do something. I've forgotten to change the title. Whoops. There we go, that's better. Update information done. Okay. So, we're on game programming episode number 6, and yes, I have been rather ill the last few days. Luckily today, I'm about halfway back to being human again, I hope. Let's just see how it goes. Goal for today is to get my first terrain piece set. So, we're going to set our piece at, let's see, terrain entity position. Let's put it at 1515 for now, in the X and the Z, but I'm going to go positive on that. So 15 over, and the Y is not going to be changing. That's going to be 0, and that's going to be 15 as well, which means it will actually go from 15 to 16 meters away. Okay, alright, but it'll mark a spot, which is what I'm hoping for. So I'm going to change that. The rotation doesn't matter. Let's have a look at the camera. The camera does. We need to go up in the Y direction by 15. That's for certain. And we need to rotate the camera. Now the camera rotates to the left, so we want 135 degrees around the up axis. That's that one. Oops. So 135, and I want 45 degrees. So 45. I have changed it to degrees, by the way. Reason being, it's easy to work with and explain to people out there on the net. It's a bit awkward if I start talking in radians. So there we go. Those are the changes there. So I've changed that. Let's see how I did it. Camera. All I did was put GLM radians in front of it. Yeah. Change from degrees to radians. So, yeah. Okay. Not a big change. I agree. I've also done it on the terrain entity as well, here. Just GLM radians on each one of those. Nothing much. It's just a function that's offered by GLM to convert from degrees to radians. And that will help with our model matrix. Now, let's run that. Let's see what we get to start off with. Yeah, I expected as much. We get that, a blank screen. It means usually that we're looking in the wrong direction, or something has been placed in the wrong place. So I'm used to that happening. That's not a problem. What it possibly means is that I've gone the wrong way. So let's go back to game, the main program, which ain't going to be the main program for much longer. So let's just try at 45, because I do believe that we've put our object in the right place. So let's go 45, 45 and see what happens there. Oh, wait a minute, it isn't, it's 180. No, just turn it around. No. Doing this all wrong. X is pitch. Yeah, that's okay. Y is around. So the first thing I want to do is 180. I want to turn around. +45 is 135. 180 plus 45 is 225. There we go. Let's try that one. That should have worked, and it hasn't. God darn you, computers. God darn you. Right, let's ignore that for a second then. My camera rotations are completely probably off the wall. Okay, 0. 0. I think it's because I'm trying to revolve the thing at the same time. I'm going to have to take that out in a second. 0. Make that. Just try and turn the camera around. That's the first thing. Yeah. There we go. So it is working. So we want to turn the camera around, but now we want to go 45 degrees that way. So that will be 45 off or add. Right, there's not much space to play with there, so let's just try adding 10 degrees and see if it goes clear or not. Let's go up to 90. This is how I work out whether things are working or not. It's a bit of test and trial with OpenGL, unfortunately. Yeah, it is add. So the answer is add. So I need another 35. So 35 on that will be 225. That should be right. Yeah. Right. So we've got the object in the middle of the screen. Now I just need to move upwards and make sure it is moving upwards and not downwards. Yeah. I know. I think it's moving downwards. So if I go up, let's just say 5 meters. That's worked. Oh, blast. Okay, let's go up. I know what the answer is. Another 10 meters. So I want 15 up. I want it to agree. I'm doing this bit by bit because yeah, that's better. Now all we want to do is tilt the angle down. So it's minus. Yeah. So it's minus. Let's try minus 20 on the x-axis. I think I've got me thingies wrong, didn't I? Minus 20. Yeah, I didn't put a minus sign in before. That's where I missed it, probably. Because I didn't think about it. There we go. And as you can see, it's skewing off slightly. That's the damn nuisance. That is a damn nuisance, it's skewing off. Blast. Blast, 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 blast. That's not going to work. Wait a minute. No, it's not. I've just changed the wrong goddamn thing. God. What am I doing? Blades, blades, blades. It wouldn't be a Blaze show if you weren't going to get it wrong. Now we're getting there. Yeah, I need that more central. So I'm going to try at 45 because I've set it up for a 45. So let's make that a 45. And that should be near the centre of the screen again. Oh, no, it isn't. Oh, wow, centre of the screen is there. So 40. This is why I need a little bit of trial and test, because mathematics don't work at this point. Standard geometry really doesn't work. That's more central. Centre of the window is about there. Right, I'm going to take that. I'm going to take that. Right, that's my positional. So my camera position is now 15 meters up in the air. I'm turning around to the left, remember, counterclockwise, 225 degrees, and I am pointing it downwards by 40 degrees. So that all makes sense there now. Okay, I'm happy with that. What we're going to do is, now can we stop this thing spinning, because terrain doesn't tend to spin. So can we just stop it from doing it? As you can see, I had to change it to 360 here to make it spin properly again. But that's beside the point. That's just testing silly things. Do I need to recalculate the matrix? That's interesting. No. Well, the terrain entities are not going to move. Okay, it's in a set position, so I don't need the calculation there. We should really do a camera calculation, but hey-ho, that's beside the point. We're doing a calc view there, and we're doing a calculate model matrix there. So as long as we're doing a single calculation before it's displayed, everything will be set in the correct places. Good stuff. That's that bit done. So, what we've changed so far is our positioning. So, terrain entities is now at 1515. Remember, we don't use the y-axis because that's up and down. So we're not actually going. We're actually going to put it at 0 meters in height. So that's okay there, there. And what we get now is what we asked for. And I mean completely what we asked for, which is that. Okay. So we've got a stood up piece of terrain at slightly 45 degrees-ish to the way we're looking at it. So we're looking at it from an angle. North, you can tell where north is because it's got a slight thing, and north is actually that way there. So it isn't really hitting the diagonal very well, but it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. It's hitting about there. So we've got a square box around here. Yeah. I think that positioning is going to be okay. But terrain doesn't stand up on its side. I've decided. Let's change that. Come on, terrain. Start playing ball. Will you lie down and be a terrain for once? So how are we doing terrain? We don't want the entity, we want the model. So clear this lot off. Oh, one of the things I've changed is I've been doing a bit of this off screen, which is basically just annotations. Tomorrow I'm going to do a Q&A, as I do every Thursday, and I'm going to, in the background, if there's no questions, then that's fine. Let me just type something. Let me know. Okay. So there you go, there's chat started, if anybody wants to do anything. So any questions, or if you want a demo of something, like a piece of code or something, you want to know how to do something, just let me know. The chat's here, it's open here on Twitch. It's not instant, there's about 20-second delay, unfortunately, on chat. So if I don't respond immediately, don't worry about it. So terrain is there, camera is virtually the same. So it's just the same kind of notations. So that's what I was doing this morning. So just completing, because I'm keeping them. I like these, but this is going to change here. The reason behind that weirdosity of kind of movement that we were getting, it isn't an error, it is actually what we're asking for. It's because this is a simple rotation style or way of doing rotations. It'll work up to a point, but yeah, it's not good. If you want it to work properly, you have to go into the fourth dimension, I'm sorry to say, and start working with something called quaternions. And I had a quick look at GLM's way of doing it, and well, it's not simple. That's going to be a special episode, I think, if we go and do that. We don't need it at this stage, luckily, because all our models are static, or just turning around in the y-axis, or using just one axis to turn around on. So this will work fine, absolutely fine, for now, until we try and fly a plane, and then it's going to be really rubbish. Oh, did I mention flying planes? Oh yeah, okay. We might try that. So, terrain, that's the entity. The entity stores position and stuff. We want the model. So we want the OpenGL bit. And these are all wrong now. So we want to start our model at 0, 0. So the first position we are going to place in is going to be 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, I guess. So we'll zero it all out. X, Y, Z and W. We need that W now. That is 100%. If you put that to 0 and try and show it, I don't think it works actually. I think if you change that number there, it just disappears off the screen. So 0, 0, 0. That's our first coordinate. That's our top left coordinate. Which way around do I want to do this? We'll come forwards next, 1 meter, which means plus in the Z direction. So it's that one there. That becomes a 1. Everything else goes to 0. Don't do minus zeros. That's lazy. We now want to go across to a 1, 1. So that's x and x cross 1. So that's 1 and 1. So 1 there. 0, please. Should be no y's ever. May as well take that one out. What's in there? So that's that. So I want to go across to 1, 1. Everything's positive on this. I'm just going to use whole numbers for 1 meter. So that's at 1, 1, and then we want to come back to 1, 0. That's okay there. Let's just take a quick look at that one. Save. Hopefully that should be flat on the floor now. Yeah, it is. Lovely. So what we've got now is flat on the floor, a square. Well, that's interesting. So that's our terrain. Yeah. Big in it. That's a 1 metre by 1 metre square of terrain. Lovely. That's great. But don't we want a bigger terrain? Yeah. Let's mess around with that now. That's what today's about, terrain and messing around with terrain. So all we've done is literally built a terrain. So here we go. We built a new terrain and we have set it here. Push back, terrain entity. And then the entities, we've made one entity and given it a position and a rotation. Well, we don't need to change the model. It's this bit here we need to change when you think about it. So let's section this off a little bit. So here we go. It's how many entities do we want? Terrain entity, blah, blah, blah. That just scales it and positions it, doesn't it? Yeah, so we need all the way up to the bottom. So this section here is the bit that we're looking for. We're looking at possible ways of making more of these with X and Z positions. Oh, there's an idea, an X and a Z. Let's make a double for loop with an X and a Z in it. So we could go, we reverse them. That's right. For this part we have to reverse them. Because what I want to do is make each entity in a position, let's go from 0 to 30 across. So that will be X's. Let's have that first of all then. For let's see, it's going to be an unsigned int, isn't it? Yeah. And an unsigned int, we'll call it X because we haven't used X anywhere here, have we? No. X. So we don't get confused. Equals 0. Okay. We want to keep X to less than 30, yeah, because it's going from 0, so that will give us 29, 0 to 29, okay, yeah, that's right. So keep it to less than 30, because we're looking at the top left-hand corner of our square. So to get 30 meters, we only want position 29, because it then goes across to 30 and down 1. So it's going to the right 1 and down 1, as I was saying here. Okay. Let's keep that in your mind, actually. No, I'll try and explain this a bit better. Don't like what I'm saying. Can we load, please? Just a chalkboard will do fine. That'll do. Lovely. Let me just get rid of my keyboard a second. Grab a pen. Yeah, we've got a pen. Lovely. So what I'm talking about is that 0, 0 is here. Let's put that here. And then you're going across to 29, comma 0. Now 29, comma 0, that right hand dot that one there is actually at 30 because we're going to add 1 onto it. So that is plus 1, that line. Just as that is plus 1 in the Z direction. So that will be, that point there will actually be at x 30, Z of 0. So that will be that little point there. Okay? So that's why I'm doing less than 30. So we're actually going from 0 all the way over to 29 and then to 30. Okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to go across this way first. Then we're going to loop back and do the next row. So in other words, we are going to, and this loop back is just Z plus 1. Z plus plus. And then we just go across that loop again. And then we loop back with the Z plus plus. And we go across the X plus plus here. Plus plus here. Yep. There we go. X plus plus, X plus plus. So that's how we're going to structure this. And that should make us a big square. Our camera is I don't know where our camera is at this point because I didn't look, but we're going to want to put our cameras there looking down. So that's going to be our camera there. With your eyeball, so that's got your dotted looking at the center point somewhere in there, which should be roughly about 15-15-ish. I don't think it is actually, I think it's at 14, but anyway, doesn't matter. So that's basically how I'm structuring these loops. So X will go across. And Z loop will step by plus 1. Okay, so that's the formation of our loops. There we go. So Z and X reverse themselves in code because we want to go across, we outside, step up by 1, across, we outside and step up by 1, across. I hope that explains it. Let's just get rid of that. Thank you. Pen. That was helpful, having a pen instead of having to do all that by mouse. Which, just put the keyboard back. Yeah, right, okay. So that hopefully explains it. So this for loop is going to have another for loop. So we're going to have for, and this is going to be Z. No, do it correctly. Unsigned int Z equals 0. And Z is less than 30 for exactly the same reasons. Then 30, and then we just need a semicolon Z plus plus, or Z equals Z plus 1. That's what that says. So that's that part. X plus plus. Now we just need some brackets. Right, let's get ourselves some brackets. I'm going to do it this way. So we'll tab that in. Set up some more brackets. Like that. That gives us a clear space to work in. Fantastic. Right. How many of these entities are we going to have? lots. Yeah. Just thinking how we can do creating it. Well, we have to create the entity first, so that's that part there. So each time we do this, we're going to have a new entity. Okay, we're going to have 30 by 30 entities, which is 900. Whoa! Copy. No, cut. Pop you in here. So we don't need to change that code. That code's alright. So that's going to create us a terrain entity, which we can then set, which will be, God, I hate doing this equation. So entity number will be an integer, I suppose. Int entity, no, I'll call it ID. Oh, let's have a look. So 0 times 0 is 0. 1 will be 1. That will still be 0. Oh God. Diddly-dee-dee-dee. So Z is going to be 30. So every time we go past this loop, there will be 30 new ones. Entity ID, oh, forget it, just do no. No, there's an easy way to do this, and it's a bit of a cheat. So, here we go. Let's put it here. Entity ID equals 0, because that's the first one. And we'll make it an int, I suppose. Actually, no, we'll make it an unsigned int. Unsigned int. Let's keep everything together. Semicolon. Equals 0. Okay. And after we've done that, actually, no, make it -1. And we can do it first. There we go. So, entity ID, and we're just going to plus it. So every time, so the first time it goes through, it'll be 0. Right, that's what I wanted. You can't have an unsigned -1, so it's an int. Okay. I'm happy. So what we do now, it's going to do it for us, isn't it? That automatically puts them in. That will then automatically put them at the position we want. Yes, it will. Gosh, I'm a genius. So we put that in there, except it's entity ID. That goes in there. M position equals GLM vec. We need a float. Oh, God damn it. I've made a mistake. I want floats here. That's going to have to be a float. Which makes that 0.0f. Z has to be 0.0f, and Z++ will still work. Yeah, because positions are in floats. Okay, that's nice. Float. 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 Let's float around a bit. So that can be changed now by X and Z. So that becomes X. And that becomes Z. Which means we've got auto positioning. That's fantastic. That's that position, isn't it? That can go. So we've done that bit. A rotation of the entity. Terrain model we're on, aren't we? No, terrain.h will tell me. No, we're not. We're doing entities. Duh. Got the wrong thing open. Rotation automatically goes to 0, 0, 0. Don't need that. Fantastic. So rotation, we're not rotating. So all that stuff about rotation doesn't matter. We're not scaling. We're not changing the model ID. That's for certain. Model ID does start at 0, doesn't it? Yeah. So we don't need those two, although we really should put that one in. I'm not going to. So all we need to do then is that. Well, that made it a bit easy, didn't it? That is what I'm looking for. Okay. So when we render, all we have to do is render all of them. And that will be 30 by 30, which is 900. 0 to 900. OMG. Easy way to do it, size of. And it's going to be terrain entities. Okay, we can do a for loop. Nice. So we clear the screen and then we render the scene. So when we render the scene, what are we doing? We are doing all that stuff. Let's do this the naive way. Let's just do this however many times we have entities. Yeah. Let's do it that way. This is not batch rendering. This is linear rendering, I suppose. So where it says do stuff, we'll just start there. So for count, no, unsigned int count equals 0, and as long as count is less than terrain entities dot size, we don't need to know how many there are, semicolon, that'll tell us how many there are, and all we need is count plus plus. There we go. Let's take that out to there. Didn't put another one in, did it? And that goes around that statement there. There we go. It's done it for me. Oh, thank you. Count replaces, and this is going to be awful, that 0 there. Camera doesn't work, move anything, window doesn't change. That's fine. Yeah, we're looking alright, shaded data, yeah. It's the same model every time. but it's that model matrix that's going to change every time. So we could just, in theory, we could just send to pre-render or prepare render all of this information, this lot, and then terrain count it through on this for next loop with just one item. That should give you some thoughts anyway. So what will happen at this point? I don't know. Will it build? Okay. Expected some. Oh yeah, I've missed something. No matching token. Why is it jumping around with two errors at like there and there? Okay, semicolon. Blah 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 la 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 la. I got my bracket the wrong way around. Yay, that worked. Oh, lovely. And that's what we get. As ever. You're always going to get that. Trust me. So even our one at 1515 didn't show up. So that means the data's wrong, I would suspect. Oh no, it showed up on the data, didn't it? Data test. That's interesting. According to me, that should work, but I think we're not doing the render scene right. I don't think the render scene can cope with what we've just done. I think that's ridiculous. But that's the idea behind it. It's not what we're going to do. So let me just check that we're setting up data right, first of all. So we've got our Z and we've got our X. And we're just doing Z next, yeah. Position. Okay. What I want to do here is just put a number in. I want 16. And count equals 15. That should give 15 by 15. No, it won't. Because it isn't that number anymore, is it? That will just give me the 15th one along. I've got to add 30 by 30 by 30. Ooh, 15 times. So it's 15 tile, we'll call it, because I can't do the so I'll call it unsigned int tile equals, so it's going to be 15 times 30 plus 15 semicolon. Okay, so that equals tile, and that equals tile plus 1. Okay, just run that. I just want you to go through once with our original tile. Ooh. Ooh, that was interesting. I got an interesting reaction, but we still can't see our original tile. which is interesting. Anybody know where it went? That's the correct, isn't it? Yeah. So 30 across, go down 15, go across 15. Yeah, that's right. That's the original tile that we wanted. It did do something, but it was clearing. It was a clearance. Oh no, the rendering is working for that tile. Oh god, what's this doing here? Still got rotations and rubbish in here. Get that out of the way. Get you out of the way. I think our 4 next loop's in the wrong place. Because each entity doesn't have its own. Yeah, this is more complicated than I thought. Oops. Because what I want to do is, it's these uniform matrices that change. All we're changing is that one there. But we don't seem to be getting it, and we aren't getting an overflow, which is what I would have thought. Okay. And it's not giving me errors here, which is unusual. Interesting. Oh. It means I've presumed something wrong. Excellent. So that's how we do terrain. We just sink it through the floor and we don't do it properly. Yeah, well, okay. Oh, bubbly, burpy, liquid. Yum yum. I just have a yum yum moment. Any ideas in chat? Anything obvious come to mind? Because it shouldn't do. Obvious, I mean. Alright. Okay, let's try getting rid of a 4 next loop for a second. Yeah. Let's not do that. Let's go back to zeros here. Or we could do tile. Because I'm assuming that it exists, and that's a bad assumption. Tile. So I'll just take that value of whatever it is. So it's a single tile. It should give us the original tile. And then I'll know what the answer to the problem is. I hope. I think I already do, but hey ho. Yeah. And that's the answer. If I bring our rotations back, okay. So position I want at 0. Oh no, that still has to turn around by 225. Oh right, we can do that anyway. 0.0 f, comma, I'll need a height of at least, actually I'm going to put 1. And then we can go at 0.0 there as well. Yeah, I'll go with that. On here, I'm going to leave it the same. And then I wonder if I can check that. I can actually. I'm just going to put 0. Again. Don't like zeros in here. But okay. There it is. Right, that's the 0th tile. So I've now got my 0th tile on screen. So we're doing good so far. Again, I'm doing this step by step. Now I want to put 2 tiles on screen. Yeah, okay, let's try that. So that'll be 0 and 1, won't it? Okay. We can take that out. We can take that out. We can take that out. Forget that. I'm not going down that route. Count 0 to less than 2. Yep, so we'll give it a 0 and 1. I've got a feeling we've got an overflow error somewhere. So I'm just going to put count in there. Just realised something as well. Count can go in there. That's good. I just want to see if it'll go around twice. No. There's our problem. It's not doing the model the second time. It's not doing a for loop as such. Which I don't understand why it won't just for loop it through, but I've got a feeling it's because we're using a render sequencer. And yeah, I have lifted all the bits and pieces. I have structured it right on the OpenGL side. I'm not trusting what I'm seeing. Okay, let's stop here, please. Okay. Oh, damn it, I can't move the window. Right, so at this point, count equals God knows what. Yeah, that's right. Right, terrain entities. Size 900. Yeah, I was right. But it'll only give us the first one. Let's follow this through. So, count. Do we need to step into? Yes. Yeah, okay. Less than a millisecond elapsed, and we're on to the render. Clear screen didn't work. Oh, it just can't do an output. Is that what it's trying to tell me? Okay. I've just got a it just opens a window up here, and I can't move it to show you, so it's just blank, it's white, and it says Thinking Club Game Series at the top. That's okay. So do we step into here? No, we know the first time round is okay. So step over, that's the one. Fantastic. So that means values here. You can still see the values at the bottom. The values at the bottom are of these for being 0. So get VAO. Wow, this is a lot of stuff. Render scene is what we're in. MVAO equals 1. Index count 6. Name terrain. Well, that's right. I wonder if it can't use the same VAO. Index count doesn't matter. That's irrelevant. I wonder how VAOs work internally on the graphics card. 6, yeah, int, yeah, okay. So this is the information that's being passed around. Entity ID equals 899. Ah, that's interesting. That's the thing that I was thinking of. No, so terrain entities, open. Positions, 1, 0. Why is R going up? What? Have I made a mistake there? It says 0.0F to me. Position equals 1, so it's 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2. What? Hold on a minute. That's not right. How's it doing that? What on earth is going on? Okay, as I understand it, 0 means 0. If I look at the 10th, yeah, I look at the 10th, it should be x equals 10. It should be 10, 0, 0. So it's only taking the first value there. What the heck's this about position? Oh no. X. Ah, right. Okay, 10, 0. Z is 0, yeah. Good grief. It's because it's got a vet. Oh, you GLM. You're nuts. I'm just wondering if it's receiving those first 3. I've just asked it to print out the first two. I wonder if it's using XRS instead of X, Y, and Z. This isn't my vector. Oh, can I please replace these GLM stuff with my own stuff? I think I'm going to do that, you know. I don't like what GLM's doing here. There's your model matrix. Well, everything works for 0. When we get to here, for the second time though, it's not working. Okay, that's when we're at 1. And it's got this weird position of 1, 0, 1. No, it hasn't. It's got an X of 1, that's right. And then it's zeros. Yeah, well, that's right. Rotation none, scale 1. Model ID 0, yeah. Model matrix, just moved across 1. Which means that, oh god, can I remember how to do a model matrix? Here we go. So it's 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0. Okay. This looks right. That model matrix does look right. No, it's the last one I want. It's that one. It does it in all these awkward ways. Oh, I hate this. Values look okay to me. So let's step in. Okay, values are now changing. So let me just reset this lot of rubbish. Take you off. Take you off. Take terrain entity off for a second. Count. Now the value should change. Step into that one there. So count is 1. It's gone red, it's changed. Why will it not do it? This is supposed to help me, discover what's going wrong. It's not really helping much, is it? It gets the VAR, yeah. Next should be the index count. or whatever. No, it's into render scene now. So here, shader program ID. Ah, wait a minute, we haven't gone past there yet. Do I step into it? Yes, I do. Excellent. Index count is correct. Model. Model. I think that's right. I'll guess that's right for a second. Perspective. Yeah. Shader. Yeah. U1, U2, U3s are integers to come up. VAO1, yeah. View, matrix from the camera. And there should be a perspective. Yes, there is a perspective. Everything's right. I'm not seeing any errors, but there is one somewhere. Use program. Use program. Bind vertex array. Yeah. We have finished them. Have we used a null pointer? Yes. Damn it. No, I don't see it. No, it won't let me move the thing now, will it? That's looking like a disaster point. I'm going to try something out. That's that one. If I move back, let's just move back a bit and go up another one. I've got a horrible feeling about this. Camera position, let's go back a bit. So let's go into the minus. Let's go away from it. So the position would be -1. The Z position would be +1. Oh. Z's in the wrong direction. Found it. I've gone positive on Z. Still can't see them. Am I still on just doing 1, 0, 1? I'm supposed to be doing count 2. So hold on a minute. If Z is positive, it should still do it. It's just my imagination went wrong. I've tried to reverse everything. No, Z positive is out. That's in. No, I'm well out. My brain's just decided to take a walk in the park. Just go to -1 on that one. And I want to go up to 2. Where is the second one? And that's the problem. I know where the second one is. It's on top of the first one. It's still not there. That's not the answer. Is it the model matrix isn't being used correctly, or is it that... I don't think the right model matrices are going through. I've got a feeling it's just drawing the same thing over and over again on the same... in the same place. Oops, sorry. Don't know. Right, so we've got terrain, but we haven't got the terrain board that I was hoping for. So, I'm going to have to find out why that doesn't work. And I don't understand why it doesn't work, because batch rendering is what I usually use, and I don't have this problem. I just go render, and it does it. Ah, bless. I don't know. I need a terrain renderer. I think that's really what this is about now. We need a terrain renderer. Yeah. Let's do a terrain renderer, because I'm not liking this. I am not liking this at all. Good God. So, that's the answer, is how I would have expected it to have worked, is just by going through your render lots of times, and it would have been slow as hell. Yeah. It doesn't work. Blink. So, what we are going to do is... I'm not sure what we should do about this terrain thing. But I want a terrain renderer. So let's add. New item. Let's get it done properly. I'll have a header file. Oh God, I hate doing that. OpenGL, add, header file, thank you. And we're going to call it terrain rendering. Terrain render. Yeah, I'll do. Yep, all looks good. OpenGL, add, new item. Terrain render. So we should have two terrain renders now, a header file and a CPP. Excellent. So from our past renderer, yeah, I'll take everything from there to there. Yeah, we'll copy that. There we go. And under the other part, we have our renderer, which was very ugly. I'll just take that apart. That's the header file, the CPP file. We'll just take that and hash include the second one, please. Lovely. Let's get on with this instead of messing about. And it's in OpenGL, is it? Yeah. I'll use OpenGL. Lovely. So it's in the same namespace as the renderer. Yeah, we've done it the same way. Everything's hunky-dory. Add a space so we can do that. Lovely. Yep. Happy. Lovely. So we'll set up a terrain renderer. Yeah, okay. Now, how do we want to render the terrain? What is going to be different about the terrain? Except for the cat's just taken an arm off me. Oh, thank God. It's gone to sleep on one of my arms. It's cute, but, well, yeah. Oh, let's do a terrain renderer. What do terrain renderers What do terrain renderers look like? They look like every other renderer I've ever written. In fact, it's probably about the same as any other renderer there is. Or the renderer we've already got. But I do want to check some functionality on this. If you're wondering, I'm just going to pull up my Amber SL notes on the YouTube channel. I had, well, the first series that I did was something called Amber SL, which is a static library. And that's where I'm going to get my maths from, by the way. I'm going to be pulling them across from there. But it also has a different setup on shaders, and I might want to do the terrain shader exactly the same way because it's brilliant. It took me ages to do it. Here we are. I mean, that's why it's helpful. Oh God. You want 3 updates, get lost. So it might be helpful if you have done any of my YouTube series and you've been through any of them. Well, you'll know what I'm talking about. This GLM stuff I really don't like. Just wondering whether I want to throw it away now or later. We'll keep it. I'm sure I had a terrain renderer here. that's terrain. I think we've actually done nearly the same on our terrain as we have on the SDK. Oh, we have a terrain generator. So we make it into a single model. That sounds a bit better than what I'm trying to do. That might be a damn good idea, actually. Okay. Alright, so basically what this is saying is you create your own terrain. So this would be a terrain model generator. Really? Where do we store it? Well, it doesn't matter, you store it on the graphics card. Right, just realised in my mind why that wasn't working. We haven't instanced properly. Okay, so I've got that to think about. Right, the answer to the problem, basically. Here we go. So let's just clear this off. This problem. Right. Sorry, Muppet, I need both hands to move things. Right, so what we need to do is we need to design a terrain. So yeah, go on, we'll start there. So here we go, terrain. What we need is to generate a model. So yeah. So we're going to generate a model using the same technique as the X and Y thingy. So from the model, we can then store in exactly the same way a VAO. That doesn't look right, does it? That does. Okay. So store the VAO, and it's going to be an index count again. So it's basically going to be exactly what we did before. So that's on that side is data to graphics card. And then we make an asset out of that, an entity. Generate a model, and then generate an atlas entity. I think that's going to be a better one, because then the atlas can hold many maps. And that can store maps. Yeah. Okay. Got data. I've got storage. And then we can render the entity using terrain renderer. And then, yeah. So it's terrain. I've gone ahead of myself, haven't I, here? I've gone to the bottom of it and I've started at the bottom. My mind does that. Renderer. For current. Why do I keep going in between capitals and normals? For current. Map. Right. That looks like a plan to me. So generate a model, generate the entity, and then render it properly. I think we're going to get further with that. We now know we've got a 3D rendering, we've got all the OpenGL right and correct. We can place an object on the screen, that's fine. But now I want the terrain to be on its own system. So this will place. Oh God, you have to move your hand as well, don't you, with this thing? It's a graphics pad. So this will place the terrain system as a separate module. It'll be independent, and that's what I want. That's the bit I want there. So what we're trying to do now is place a separate system together that will deal with terrain only. Yes, that I like. Let's do it. Let's do that. Yeah, we can do that. I'm going to keep this on screen, aren't I? Well, I'm going to keep the notes up. Okay, that goes back onto mouse. That's good. Whoa, don't do that. Okay, I'll keep that up there for a sec. So yeah, we are going to have a terrain renderer. Just not in OpenGL. Okay, that's going to turn into a master renderer. Okay, as a subsection of OpenGL, add new item. Is terrain all to do with OpenGL? Well, yes, up to the entity part. The atlas. Okay. So what we need... No, cancel. OpenGL. Add. New folder. Terrain. Give me keyboard. Yay, now I'm getting somewhere. Alright, let's have terrain in there. Add new folder, we'll call it Atlas. Could call it Terrain Atlas, but no Atlas. We know. Do people know what an atlas is? I hope so. It's a collection of maps. There you go. Simple. Next. So under Atlas, we are literally going to have map entity storage. Header file, so it's going to be map entities. So that's going to be map entity map entities plural. We need more than one map. Possibly. Don't know. Let's do entities. We'll add that in there. That's got a program once and it doesn't matter. Can leave it. That's a reminder. Under terrain, you get in there. One or more files. This operation may take long. Okay. Terrain renderer. Going to terrain. Okay. We might put a shader in there for the terrain as well. We can have a whole subsystem and then use a master renderer to access it. Yeah. Now the terrain generator would probably go in here. No, it wouldn't be OpenGL. Yeah. We've got to allow for textures. Okay. Yeah, I think I can do that. Let's do it. Let's generate terrain. Let's pop it in here. So add new item. Header file only? No. I'm past header file only. I don't need much more than a header file though. Because we're already in terrain. It's now its own folder. Okay, let's call it generate terrain generator. Yeah, terrain generator. Is that how you spell it? Yeah. Oh, with one R. Right, it's the thing now. I don't care. Let's do it carefully though. Now we want our terrain to work. And I know how to do that. That's not a problem. it shows how bad the renderer was and the setup that we had was. So terrain generator, that's where we're going to start, isn't it? Let's get rid of the rest. Don't need the rest. So this is a header file. Have I done anything with that one? Yeah. This entity might disappear, by the way. That's why I haven't transferred it. I think that this is going to get replaced. Copy, please. So this is really a replacement. Let's be honest. Yeah, that's fine. Pull it back one. Namespace. Game. And namespace, second one. Always use 2. Where are we? We're on terrain generator, aren't we? There. Second one is terrain. Just tells them where it is, that's all. So, in-game, terrain. Doesn't say that terrain's in OpenGL, but I'm not doing 3. That's just ridiculous. You know, you'd be right across here by the time you start typing anything. Now, what kind of thing can we have here? If it's going to be anything, it's going to be a struct, isn't it? I don't even think we've got that much to do. No, we haven't. Let's write a function and see where we go. Go with that, yeah. What will we need? Just to generate a terrain, really. Okay. So how were we doing our generation before? We were doing a model. That's what we were doing before. Okay. So we were replacing this with what? Well, a full... replacing this part here, mainly. We could load it up off disk. But I'm more interested in seeing how long it takes to generate it. Interesting. Okay. So really it's just that bit. So header file. Is class. Well, I could put it into a normal model. Once it's generated, it can become a normal model. Just be stored in the atlas. Okay. Alrighty. Let's do it differently. let's have a let's go it. Let's try something different here. I'm just going to do a void because I'm not really bothered at this point what it is. I just want something to write in. Void. What do we call it? Terrain generator. There we go. Right. Let's look at what kind of variables we're going to need to set. So if it's going into the atlas can take care of any atlas things. What we're going to need, size. We're going to need a size. Size will be in meters. We don't want partial meters, do we? So we can use an unsigned int. Unsigned int. Size x equals 30. We wanted, didn't we? Okay, we'll do 30. Z we have to use, so unsigned, can't use y because y is up. Unsigned int size z equals 30. I'm keeping this, so I'm noting it. Size in meters for the west to east axis. Whoops. So I'll do the same here. I want this, I need to form a picture in my head as I go. So size in meters for the north to south axis. No, it's south to north. And it's west to east, yeah. No, it's north to south, that's right. Positive, yeah. South, that's positive. Axis. So what I'm trying to say there is that the x-axis and y and z-axis, sorry. So there's 0. So it's that's north. That's south. That's west to east. Okay, so we've got that kind of an idea. So it's west to east, yeah. So it's west to east, north to south. North to south. So that is your positive. That is your positive. Okay. Make that into a better plus. So that's Z. And that's X. There we go. Just so you know what I'm talking about with that, because it's not as straightforward as people think. Because when we started off, our camera was at the center looking down at that line there. So it was looking into the negative. But we hadn't at that point decided, well, that's going to be north. Well, I've just decided it now, because I've decided to do maps instead of just terrain. And that's a big difference. We now need to think of this as a map rather than a terrain. So we could make it the map entity, really. Because it's going to represent like an overlay of heights, like a height map. So I suppose it is a map, and not just terrain. Terrain generator, map generator. Don't care what it's called, but that's trying to explain the thoughts that I had behind writing those two bits there. So west to east, north to south is important, because that's your positive directions. Okay, helps you hopefully understand some of the bits and pieces that I'm trying to do here. So we've decided on a size. Do we need a texture? No. Well, we'll skip texture for a minute. Can expand to use textures. And we will do, because I already have the texture for this. I just can't use it because we haven't got this bit. I think I've got a nice texture, but I'm not sure. And that's a problem usually with me if I'm not sure about something. I just look at it and go, shrug. The model's going to matter. Okay, we're going to need a model. This can generate the model, but there's our terrain model there. So we're going to be taking that out of there totally. And this is going to store VAO and the index count, and probably the name. You know something? That's not a class, that's a struct. There's no private. It's all public. There's no point in it being anything else. It doesn't make sense. Do we put the terrain model inside here? Dunno yet. That's a decision for when I start mapping this out, because I've got to start mapping this out soon, so that I can find a good way or a good system to use it within. And I want a square block system, so it goes in a square. With this, just this is all initialization stuff. So this really doesn't matter. But it can be modified on the fly, so it doesn't have to be initialization stuff. Okay, so we just structured this. So we need a model, I've decided, for our terrain generator. Somewhere to put it. Pragma wants that, yeah, okay. That one there. Okay. So we can have a terrain model as well. Pop that here. So that will be game. We've already got OpenGL. We haven't. So OpenGL : terrain model. And we'll just call it model. Yeah, we'll just call it model for now. Yeah. So we've got some place to store stuff. Oh God, don't tell me I put stuff in there. I did, didn't I? Okay. We'll have a star on that one. We'll just use a pointer to it for starters. Initial value is going to be a null pointer. We're not going to do anything with it just yet. That means. So that's going to be storage for the OpenGL IDs. There we go. Oh God, that's no good. Let's do the other way around. There we go. Right, I'm happy with that. I've got a model now that we can work with. Anything else I need? Nope. Let's have some vectors though. Otherwise it's going to get rather hard to store things. Okay, go back to the top. Let's have some vectors. I like vectors. Vectors are ace. We've got the model. We haven't written one of those. You see, here's my problem with this entity. Well, with this model, should I say. This model contains this. All of this. Should it? I mean, that's placing the data onto the graphics card. Oh, I completely agree with that. Yes, I think it should. For now. The thing is, you can make something called a data loader, which will load which does all these commands, but in a generic way. And the problem with the generic way is, I just placed in here, where is it now? Terrain generator, here we go. I just placed in here, can expand to use textures. So if I've put that in, I know that I can use textures with this model. If I do a data loader, I'll do it for colour. And then adding textures afterwards is complicated because we don't have a texture vert and a texture frag yet. We still haven't done lighting because I want my terrain first. If you want me to do lighting, you know, just interrupt me and stick in chat, you know, hey, dude, do lighting. Oh dear. I don't know. Let's get this done. What else do I need? Nothing. I can do it from that. Do it just with the vectors, can't I? Yeah. Take you a minute. Okay, that's what I'm using, is it? Okay, let's get them lot then. So we'll have std colon vector, and that will be, oh, we should stop doing that. Vector, float. Yeah, I'll just do float. Don't need an asterisk, do I? Nah, not really. It's a lot of data, but it's not stopping here. It dies at the end of the, when it hits that bracer at the very end. So I think we'll be alright with that. And we'll call it positions. Okay, what did I get wrong? Oh, the hash include isn't working. Okay, that's better. Yay! Now we have it. And that's going to be storage for the positions. There we go. Standard vector. And then we're going to use a float again. Just doing this in a simple way, I think, really. Float normals. Yeah. And that's going to be storage for the normals. The normal vectors. Positions, don't we need? Don't. Yeah. Normals and positions will be out of line. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Doesn't matter. STD, colon. Yeah. Vector. Color is float. And that's colours, or colour, I've called it. Storage for the colour values. That's okay. What else do we need? Colour and index, don't we? So that's a standard vector, and it's an unsigned int. uint. Have we got uint? No, I don't think we have. Unsigned int. God. Why such a long name for a type? I don't know. Why didn't you just call it uint like they should have done? Indices. We'll call it index. There we go. So that's going to be storage for the index values. Lovely. Anything else we need? Nah, not really. So we've got storage, and then this file goes on into saving it all out and getting the VAO and everything. That's fine. And I cheated. Okay. That's terrain entity. That's terrain model. Okay. So, that's what we've got on the fun side, anyway. Yeah, I think we've got enough variables there. Let's do something with them. So I'm going to take a break as below and viewers, and yeah, I'm going to do a full terrain generator. I've decided. So I need coffee for that. Jesus, I've been live 2 hours and we've just got to the terrain generator. Oh dear. This is going to be a long video. Let's pop that over there because it's OpenGL day tomorrow. I'm going to have to add Thursday's Q&A. Twitch. Yeah. Can I add it? No, I need a longer thingy. There we go. So it's going to be Thursdays RQ and A on Twitch. So fully interactive if you want to be there. I'll just pop that there for a minute and I'll go and get myself a cup of coffee. Go grab yourself a brew. Don't hesitate, just do it. We're back. Oh, we're back. Let's just pop you off. Pop you up there. That'll do. Let's write this. I've got coffee. Okay, let's settle into the chair. We've got coffee. Oh, yes. That's nice. Let's get on with this now. I've got coffee. Where should we start? We'll start with a vertex count. Well, the vertex count will be 30. Okay, so let's do that. I'm going to use IJK to represent X, Y, Z. Oh well, I and J will do. K it should be. Yeah, I'll do I and K. So it's the same two for loops that we were talking about before, really. So it's 4. I'll just use ints. Int K. I, J, K. Yeah, K equals. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I'm going to do it anyway. K equals 0. I'm used to K. I don't mind that. K equals 0. K has to stay less than size Z. That's right. And K++. Okay, let's get this going. So this will allow us to step through the Z-axis positions. I was going to say vertices then, and then not positions. That's correct. And then we need another for loop, don't we? Yeah, it's a double for loop. It always is. Int, and it's I equals 0. Anybody who's done maths mechanics knows IJK is X, Y, Z as well, so don't worry about it. It's quite normal in the mathematical world to call them this. So I'll be fine. I'll be fine with it. And that's just going to be I++. And this will allows us to step through the Z-axis positions. Okay, that's looking good already. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. So how we're going to do this is we're going to do it as a set of pushbacks. Remember that we need to do 3 for each of the vertices. 3 for the normals, 2, 3 for the colours. Hold on a minute. No, that's not right. It's 4. Okay. So I better be careful, aren't I? Should we just do it in 3s? Yeah, we'll do it in 3s. That's easier, isn't it? So for positions, dot pushback. It's not a star, so it isn't an arrow. It's just pushback. Open brackets. Yeah, we'll need a static cast. Static cast, please. And we'll need a float because we're using floats. And we'll need... Well, it'll be I, won't it? Yeah. We'll take I. And we will divide it by... Oops. Don't do it like that, it doesn't look good. Divide it by... Size... Well, I goes with X, doesn't it? So it's size X. -1, because we want to start at 0. Oh god, we've got a division by 0. No, we haven't. Size X is 30, don't be stupid, so it's -1. Phew. Sorry. I nearly had a heart attack then when I saw it. Heartbeat failure. Okay, times size. Will that work? I think it'll work. Let me just think about that. Yeah, size X. So when I is 1, it'll be 1 divided by the total size of that times the total size of that. I think that works. I think I might be wrong as well. Right, we're dealing with pixels, aren't we? Damn it. Okay. I'm going to change this. Number of pixels per side. It's 10. Yeah, it's 10. It's not size X, it's 10. It's the number of pixels I want. I don't like this. I think that's 10. How big is 10 pixels? Well, it isn't, is it? It's 100 pixels. Equals a meter. Brain's not working. very well on this equation, is it? So we have a size of 30. In pixels, that's 30.00. So a lot of pixels. I've got to make it equal 1. I think it'll work with that 30. This is weird. I know the equation, and I know the equation and how it works, but it's just not fitting. You take I, and you want it to jump along. The next I that you want after the first one is going to be I equals 1. So you just want these to count through. That will create an offset. I'm going to try it. Okay, let's try it. Let's try it and see what happens, because I think that is right, but it's also not right. I think it's right by coincidence. Right, so that's your I. Okay, your J shouldn't move, it should be 0, I guess. Okay, so positions. I'm going to do each number at a time, you see. I'm going to calculate each number at a time. Positions dot pushback. And that's just going to be 0.0f. Yeah, that's okay. Fine with that one. I'm not so sure about that one. And positions dot pushback, and I want the Z component now, don't I? Or K component, as we've called it. So it's going to be a static cast of K. Yeah. Static cast to float of K. Exactly the same size, same idea. So it's going to be size Y. And then it's just times size Y. I know they're the same numbers, but that's irrelevant. Why are we having a problem here? Because I can't spell. What's wrong with size Y? It's size Z. Okay. A slip there in my maths. Right, so that's okay. We've got our positions. So that's those done. Normals. Straight up. Yeah. So let's do normals next. And that's just going to be that. Yeah, we'll just have it 0.0f. And we'll just put that at 1.0f, so straight up. And we'll put that as 0.0f. Yeah, that's fine. That's what the normals will be straight up, so they are perpendicular. They are at right angles to the plane of the floor, which is going to be flat at this point in time. It's not going to be moving around or doing anything stupid. Next will come the colours. Okay, so colour, dot pushback. And I want variations in colour. So we're just taking 3, aren't we? We're not doing the alpha channel. No, I can add alpha anytime I want. Yeah, so it's going to be that. Now, do I want to use an equation or not? Good question. Could make it all one colour, really, I suppose, but nah, that's no fun. Let's push back R. R. So let's go with 1, no, 0.1. RG. We'll go with 1.0f. No, we won't. Well, it's 30, isn't it? So 0.8. Yeah, 0.8 minus open brackets, and it's going to be K. That's 3, yeah. Minus, I'll do I first, doesn't matter. I times 100 times 0.001, too low, times it by 0.1 will bring it down to 30, down to 3, down to there, yeah, okay. That plus, and it's K, yeah, K times 0.001. I'm just making something up. No, I think it is 001. I've decided on 100. Yeah. That will divide I and K by 100. Add them together and take them off. Okay, yeah. And that needs another bracket. Fine. 0.1. F. Yeah, just a variation in colour green. RGB. I don't want the same colour all the time. I want a variation, and that will give us 0.6 variation, which will be interesting. Could be very interesting. The lightest colour will be at 0. Yeah, okay, we'll do that just for a bit of fun. What else do we need? We've got colour. We need index. This is going to be fun to do. I'll come out of that. That for loop's done. That for loop's done. It's done its job. Let's have a different set. So for int. Don't really want I and k again, do we? Can't see why. Why can't I use the same? For loops. Cut. Yeah, okay. Int k equals 0. I could have actually done this in the first part, I suppose. No, you can't. So it won't work that way. Let's put it together first and then decide where k is less than size z minus 1. So it's size z minus 1. Yep, that's okay. KK plus plus. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's correct. Because we can't go to the last one. If we do, it won't have a right-hand side to match up. I think. We'll find out. We'll find out. Yeah, so it's the same for I. Where I is less than size x minus 1. And that's I plus plus. Okay. Are we happy with that? I think I am. So this allows us to step through each position. It allows us to step through each triangle. Triangle. Shape. Yeah. This is to calculate the index, isn't it? Yeah. So we step through each completed square to produce the index, and that's its k component. So this is the z. I'll put it in brackets. Z axis. Axis component. this is exactly the same kind of thing where we step through again. We step through each complete square. And this is the x-axis component. Okay, I'm happy with that. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Alright, this is where we get jolly. Int. Call it top left. Top left equals. What have we got for our z value, which is k? Times the size z. And we just add to that I. Literally, that's the formula for the top left. Int, what should we do next? Top right. It's just top left plus 1, isn't it? Yeah, obviously. Top right equals top left plus 1. I'm also not liking the way I've done that. That's better. Okay, let's do the bottom left. Int bottom left equals. Oh god, here we go. Z component plus 1 times size plus I. Yeah, so it's the same as the first part. We're going across, so it's the I component plus I. Yeah, that's right. So it's the same as top left, but we have to add 1 to this part. I'll bring it down. Bottom. Yeah. Left. Yeah. Size Z. Okay. So it's that lot. I've got this wrong. That's the multiplication sign. That's why it's not working in my head. That tells us how far down we are. That's right. Yeah. Okay. So it will be double brackets. K plus 1. And that is then times size Z. And then we can just add I again. Yeah. Just as we did last time. So basically all we're doing is we're adding 1 across. Have I got this the right way around here? I will increase, I will increase, I will increase. K will go to 1. And I want to be at 2. That doesn't ring right to me. At 2 times 30 will be at 60 plus I. There what? No. Why have I got a multiplier in for size? I don't need a multiplier for size, do I? This scaling business is really doing my head in. Right, okay, we'll just go with it. Int, bottom right. Equals bottom left plus 1. And we're looking at positionings. That's right. So when it's 0, it's 0. When it's 1, it's going from 30 plus I. That's right. And that'll give us, yeah, okay, got it now. Got to think in a straight line, not as in a structure of a square. Otherwise my head will fall. Okay, let's try and do this now. We will need to push back each index. So, index is 6 of them, is it? Yeah, there's 6 of them. Index dot pushback. And we have to do 6. Copy, because 6 makes a square. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what we're going to have in here is top left. We'll start there. Bottom left. We'll go there next. Bottom right or top right? Okay, we'll go top right. Top right, we'll go there next, which means that one duplicates to top right. Then we go back to bottom left. And then we should end up the sequence in bottom right. Right, okay. Are we alright with that? Yes, we are. That's the correct sequencing. It's just whether those... Yeah, I think they are right now. Wow, that's an awesome way of doing it. Okay. Now I need to know the sizes, don't I? Yeah. Oh, bugger. think we go to vector 3s. But I want to use the alphas. This is not working in my head the way I want it to. It really isn't. This needs a bit more thought, but it'll work. Because that means we've now got everything we need to send it off to the graphics card. Which is in that one there. That's positional data. Will it work with 4? Why does this... Yuck. Oh. Right. Yeah. I'm stupid. We can put all of these in 4s. It doesn't matter. Indexes is the rate at which you use whatever information you've got, so your information is irrelevant to your index as separate. Oh God. I hate my brain. If none of this works, by the way, I'm not bothered. It might do. And it's 1.0. I mean, that's the only alteration I want to make there. Normals, we don't change. Colours, we do change. Dot pushback. This is something I want to test out as well. I want to make everything not 1. So 0 point something. I'm going to start with 9 being the most. Okay, let's see if that will work. I'll note that up in a bit. That should still work. That's irrelevant. To how many we pushed back. I'm not sure about this. Really not sure about this. Anyway, we've got to send all this data off to the GPU, which is here. So all of that generated that lot. Bind buffers, blah de blah de blah, gen blah blah, jeepida ba ba, blah de blah blah, clean up. First array, bind buffer 0. Yeah. So it's all that lot. Copy. Paste. Alright, let's go through this now and see what we've got. I want that a lot. I'll copy that lot across for a minute. Another set of variables to go in. Take the m's off. How come I've got standard string working? And I've still got a red marker at the bottom. Index count. How come I've got index account? And right, yeah. Okay. With me. Okie dokies, let's have a look. So, what do we got? We've got some nice variables anyway. I didn't realise we've got standard string. I don't think we put that in the header, but we should still have it there. Okay. Cut. Delete. Need that in a minute. Okay, we just called them normal names and not M's. This is where it hurts me when I do things wrong. Because if I don't call them member variables, then I won't know, will I? Okay. That's gone. Gone. Cut. Okay, we're getting somewhere. This is a long function. Huge. It's looking better. If you now notice, this doesn't have much. Let's give our map a name. So, name, yeah, okay. Name. Okay, let's do it here. Name equals, only inverted commas, we'll call it map 0 for now. Gives a name to the terrain map. Okay, so I've got name done. We still don't, now we can have a model. Okay, so let's grab ourselves one of those. That was in OpenGL, wasn't it? OpenGL. Didn't we already do this? Yeah. Model. So, model equals a new, and that's OpenGL : terrain model, open brackets, name, close brackets. You might have noticed that in this lot here I wasn't doing that because I need to keep it all as blocks. That's blocked, but this is now referenced again. You might notice I also don't put notes on this. I also don't agree with that part of the equation. X, Y, Z. We're only making 30 by 30. Okay, yeah, that's fine for a test map. So it's map 0, terrain model name, blah de blah. Okay. Have we done any failure stuff? Oh god, we haven't even got a tester for this. Doesn't matter. I'll do that for a secondary, I think. Yeah. I'll look into that for a secondary as my coffee goes cold. Okay, so we generate a VAO, vertex array object. We bind it. And that's the end of that. Plonk. Okay, that's the first bit. I'm going to partition this down, as it were. Okay, so that's that bit. Generate a buffer, position VBO. Bind the buffer, buffer data. Size of a float times how many ever bits of data there are. Which will now be positions dot size -1. Yeah, that's correct. Times the size of a float, that's in bytes. It won't actually give it me, will it? That number. It's not like this one. It should give it me. The size of a float should be standard. I think it's 4, is it? 4 UI64. Yeah, 4. Unside long, yeah, okay. Alrighty. No, it's just going to tell us what it is, not its value. Because it doesn't know its value because it hasn't been run. Okay. That's an address, that's fine. Enable it. The trip pointer is 4 times 4, yeah, that's right. We've just changed it to 4s. That's perfect. That is positions, that's correct. Normals is in 3s. Colours in 4s. past. There we go. 444. Right. Next one. Normals. 1 buffer. We bind it. And it isn't 12 now. It's normals. Dot size. Minus 1. That's now correct. 1, 3, 3. 3 normals. Yeah. Size of a float. Yeah. Loving it, loving it, loving it. Colour. It's here. Colour dot size minus 1. There we go. Right, I'm happy with colour now. Attribute 2, 2, 4. Normals was 1, wasn't it? Attribute 1, yeah. That's attribute 0. Yeah, that's right. That matches with our shader, colour vert. Yep, 2, 2, 4, 4, yep. Index. That's going to be index dot size minus 1. Index count equals that. Clean up. Spot on. At this point, we can sort out our model. With all the bits it needs. I've already given it a name. So our model, which is called model, I think, is it? Yeah, model, will need the VAO. So those two aren't needed. VAO equals VAO. There we go. Model. All I'm doing is transferring the data over. What's next up here? Index count. Index count equals well, why make a variable if you don't need it? I don't know. What else do we need? VBOs. We need all of the VBOs. Yep, because they're about to be destroyed here. So we better do that. Model. What do I need first? Position. How are we storing them there? And how are we storing them here? I see. I see. That one. Okay, model. Next. position. Normals, please. Equals normals VBO. That's looking good. Model wants a colour next. That one. And are we just transferring index across or not? Or just index count? No, we do have an index VBO. Okay. It's fine. We'll have that then. Model M underscore index VBO. That's that one. Index VBO there. There we go. That's all of those done. That's what it wants to store. They can be deleted, not needed. It's looking much, much cleaner as a struct than it was before. Yay! What have we got in the CPP file? Just make sure I haven't messed up the CPP file. Okay, all of these have now gone red. This isn't good. Didn't we set them all? Yeah, we set them all there as gluins to 0. So why do we get red? Undefined. It isn't. It's defined as 0. It's declared and I defined it. Oh, I put M's on them, didn't I? Stupid me. Of course. I had to make a member variable so we didn't start messing everything up. You, go away. You are on purpose empty. Okay. Fantastic. M underscore. M underscore. M underscore. M underscore. Everything will work now. Yeah. Oh, the model gets its name from there. And then we change it. No, it's alright, we've transferred it already, haven't we? Yeah, okay. That's fine. As long as we've got the transfers coming in, then we're okay. Fixed. Fixed. So this now creates a model. What do we do with it? Called map 0. It's not doing anything with it. Yeah, that'll work. That'll keep it alive. Yeah. There you go, we can return model. Because that's the only bit we want to keep. There we go. Lovely. Sweet. So our terrain generator creates a model. Like so. Oh, we've got some green bees. Using asterisks on a 4-byte file. Oh, of course, yeah. That's a static cast to float. Yes, it is. We need to just make sure it is a float before we start messing everybody up. There we go. That's better. Okay. We're all in and happy. Doesn't seem to be warning me about the case side of it, which is quite funny. Oh, C++, you can be silly at times. But I think we've got a generator there. So if I want a model, I can just ask for one. Okay. That's interesting. Plus, all of that is not in a CPP file. It won't be compiled. Hold on a minute. That's not a good idea. That's a very bad idea. Okay, add a CPP file. There's way too much there not to be compiled. That'd be, well, it'll be C++ suicide to do that. So let's have a terrain generator. There. And terrain generator H. Get to the top. Just pop you in. There we go. Hash include terrain generator H. Nice one. Namespace game. And namespace terrain. What's it done? What? Why has it done that? Do that one. Yeah, thank you. Terrain, isn't it? I think. Yes, it is. Okay, we're getting good at this. Lovely. So all I want to do is take you, all of you, everything down. Is which line is it? That line. All of that. Cut. That's right. And paste. We'll pop you in there. Save. And right back up at the top. We have the title. Which we can copy. Oh, voila! Everybody's happy. I'm happier. It's easy to read like that. Creates all the data needed for the model, yeah. And returns the model. That's awesome. It's controllable by nothing really. Those are the magic numbers. Okay. Okay. So that should generate us a map. I wonder if it does. I mean, what are we doing in game here, which will be falling to pieces very shortly? We could just ask for a map now, can't we? Our terrain test is rubbish now. So terrain entity. That's the thing that we were messing about with here and wasn't working properly. Okay. Alright, just get rid of that lot. And get rid of those two as well, please. Just totally get rid of that. The entity only needs to take in zeros. Doesn't need anything stupid in here at all. Terrain entities dot pushback. Where's our terrain entity? Oh, I've killed it. Whoops. So we obviously had a vector. Right, our vector's been killed here somewhere. Take that out. Not needed. Actually. Outlining. No, it doesn't do it on here, does it? Doesn't matter. Right, terrain entities dot pushback. We need a terrain entity. So let's start here. std colon vector. And we're asking for, let's see, terrain entities, which is here in the world. So it'll be game colon world colon, and we'll have a terrain entity, please. We're having new ones, so we're starring that, and we're calling it terrain entities. Okay. Lovely. Oh God. Semicolon. Now you lot can come back up here. There. Okay. Pushback. 0. The Z doesn't exist. Count model matrix. Are we still doing that there? Yes, we are, aren't we? Yep, we are. That's good. So we've calculated the model matrix. Calculate the model matrix, yep. Camera. Doesn't really matter where I put that. That'll be fine. View matrix comes from the camera, correct? We still haven't got a model. This is going to refer to model 0, which doesn't exist. Where's model 0? Okay. And that's going to be, where are we going to hold our model? In OpenGL. At the moment, game. Oh. std vector. And then it's game. OpenGL. I want a model, please. Terrain model. Star. And this is just going to be called terrain model, isn't it? And that's going to be an easy one, because now all we need to do is put terrain model equals pushback. Yeah. Pushback a new terrain model. And that gives it a name. Can't do that. I wonder. Can I put it here? I'll put it up top. These are the ones we're messing with at the moment, aren't we? Hash include. And it's going to be OpenGL. / terrain. I've got too many slashes going on here, and I don't know why it keeps repeating on me. Terrain / terrain generator. Okay. So if I put a game terrain in, terrain generator, does that satisfy the needs? Will it take that? No. This is not how it's going to work. Okay, let's write it. I'm just trying to get past this terrain model business. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to write a small in-betweener, as it were. So we would have, yeah, got it. Game, : OpenGL. GL, : terrain model. Terrain model, which has to be a star. The model. Oh, don't know. Equals a new game OpenGL. No, it doesn't need to, does it? it's going to break the rules. Sure it does, because I have done something daft. The model equals that. Copy. Semicolon. Yeah. That works. Okay. So I've now got a terrain generator in here. That should put everything where it should be. Terrain entities are still working on the concept of let's do it that way. Yeah, okay, so that's an instruction. That's an instruction. And there's the final pushback for terrain model. Okay. We then do the entity pushback, position, doesn't matter. We can take position out now, because eventually that's not going to be our choice. So all we need there is the calc model. Now before we push back, that information on the model I should calculate. There is no calculation in there, is there? No. Nothing to do, it's just static. Okay, it's yeah, I turned it into a struct because it's just a data holder. Right, that's okay now. Well, hey, down here, we don't have a renderer. Damn. Damn. We've got a rubbishy one. Oh my god. Yeah, we've got a rubbishy one. Okay. Lovely. We've got shaders and everything. Oh, we have. So we've got window, we've got shader. We have a terrain model held in a vector. We have an entity held in a vector. Yeah, okay. Right, I'm willing to go with this. I'll go to 16-ish, no 15. Turning around, yeah, that's okay. Okay, let's do it again then. So what do we have for render? Where's our renderer? It's in OpenGL, isn't it? Yeah. So that is game. Colon, OpenGL. Do us some render scene. That'll do. What do you got? Okay, we need a shader. So shader data. There we go. You can have that. What do you need next? A VAO. Well, that's held by the model. Terrain model 0 has that. And that will be, what do you want the VAO? There you go, there's your VAO. Thank you. What else do you need? You want the index count? Same place. Terrain model 0. You can see how it's being used differently now. And it matters. What did it want? Index count. Okay, you can have index count. If you want the index count, you can have it. GLM map4 model matrix is held under terrain entities. Terrain entities 0. You want the model matrix. That one there. There you go. You can have that. What do you need next? The view matrix. That will be with our camera. What's our camera doing? Okay, camera. Do your stuff. Camera dot view matrix, please. Comma. Now we want perspective. That's coming from the window. Right up at the top. Yeah, just window. So I'll type in window dot have we calculated it? Yeah, we have. That's it. Alright, let's debug this thing. Let's see what I've forgotten. Oh, lovely. Signed to unsigned and mismatch. You're right, you cannot do that. Okay. We were getting a lot of warnings here, which is fine. It's telling me that I've forgotten to do something. It's nothing to do with uRenderer. It's all to do with the terrain generator. And this is for the first mismatch. Okay. We haven't even got the window in here. Are we using OpenGL in here? Yes, yes we are. Okay. Where are we? 1, 2, 2, 1. It's done it again with that thing. Now I can stop it. Display window. Thank you. That's that part done. I think. What was the error list? And that's coming from terrain renderer.h. Oh right, yeah, of course. You're in the same position, aren't you? There you go. Shh, don't tell anybody. Include GLSL shaders. You're in the same position there. Okay. Alright, that's that prepared. It doesn't do anything, it's just creating an error because it can. And I did forget that our terrain renderer, well, haven't done it yet, terrain generator, should I say, actually needs OpenGL, and I haven't given it. I'm just going to run it through once more in a clean setting. Then I can actually know. Warnings. Signed mismatch. You're right, it is. Okay, where have I used unsigned? In index. Not sure about this. No, that is not. Okay, let's get rid of our unsignedness here. Just for a minute. And just do a cleaner build on that. Thanks. Here we go. Now spend ages. Ah, good, we've still got those warnings. But now it's possible loss of data. That's good. It's coming in the terrain generator at, all around the same area. Okay. Still going to run it. There we go. That's what I've created. As you can see, it's got a bit of a shadow on it. Now, that's an artificially illuminated shadow, but you can also see how it's stretching slightly. It's correct-ish. It's correct-ish. But we still seem to have that stretch on it, which I don't like. So I'm going to have to jiggle about with the up-down numbers to sort that stretch out. I can't remember which it's that wiggly radian thing. Could put a GLM converter in there, but we've got it. We've got now a full-blown terrain, which is what I was after. The visual on it isn't very good. I'll play with that. I'll let you know what the numbers come to. Is it still complaining around here? I don't believe this line. This is doing the artificial shading, by the way. I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to take that line out anyway. As you can see, it seems to go darker as it goes away. Well, that's artificial. Taking that line out now. It proved its point. And I'll make it... What shall we make it? 7. 7's bright enough. And now that shadow's gone that I made. That was all I was trying to do, was put a little bit of variance in it, so I knew that the calculations were all going through correctly. So I need to fix that area there. I'll see if I can. But I think that's to do with the way we are rendering. And also to do with our view, isn't it? So if I go with display, I left myself a little thingy here to play with, didn't I? I'm going to go back to 0, 0 a second. Always go back to 0, 0, 0s or 1s. Find out what your standard is. Probably stretch it more. on, you can compile. Good God, I haven't asked you to do much. That's actually a bit better, not worse. That should be underneath the camera, that is correct. Okay, I think camera angle may be affecting this as well. It's a lovely shape, but not the shape I want. Camera angle is in game. We'll go for the full 45. And that will put us nearly central. I'm 15 up. -1 away. That has to go to 16. Okay. I'm looking really to get a good camera offset. And as you can see, that's now getting closer and closer to the top. So it's the camera angle and the size and distortions that I'm looking at. I'm just going to go back to the header file. I think that's way too low, so I'm going to try 5. Go the other way. Give us more angle. That should pull the top and the bottom down towards the centre. That's theoretically. Again, I'm fighting against an optical illusion. I don't believe it. Yeah, it has done. But the stretch is still there. Which actually isn't too bad when I'm thinking about it. It's that angle there. That one's right. That one's wrong. Wonder why. I think we've got a fish-eyed camera here. Oh well, something to think about. We have terrain. We can put something on it. But I need to sort this rendering out because it's obviously going to be doing my head in. This rendering isn't working properly. It isn't working the way I want it to. So this really isn't having a good day with me. It's having a bad day. I think our matrices could be suspect. Not sure. Didn't check. Darn it. Does the picture change after I do something like that? Yeah, it'll follow. Add a square, what does it look like? It's quite close actually. Weird. That shape is weird. Bit freaky. So, what we have so far from my scribbles earlier are a generator model. Store it in the VAO and index count. We generated, well, no, not an atlas entity. We just still have this entity floating around that's not doing much. And store maps. And then we enter onto a terrain renderer, which will be more in tune with what we're trying to do, I hope, than the renderer that I just shoved out for practicalities. Better to fine-tune after the fact. But we have a terrain we have the start of a terrain. The generator is working. It seems to be working fine, even though I didn't trust some of the stuff in there. I will probably go back over that at some time and do it. But as for now, you can see we've done it. We've cracked it. We've cracked the terrain. Next thing is to get a model on it. But I want to finish off all these bits and pieces from here. So I will probably be putting some thought into these two here. That comes last, the atlas. I want more thought into this terrain renderer. I'm more prepared for that, so I think we should be okay. I can put that away now. What did I just do there? Did I look at the changes? No, I didn't. That's better. 11 changes, yeah, that's more like it. Yep. So, what have we done today? We have actually created a terrain generator. And the first steps to a structured terrain, which we can then bend and weave the way we want. I didn't put the save in the loader in. Oh well. So where are we? We're on number 6, aren't we? So we are on. Let's have a look at the history. See how I'm noting this. Twitch game series number 6. Oh, I spelt everything right there. Yeah, I am. Yeah. Hash 6. Always have an alternative copy of your work. Never ever just keep it in one place. Accidents do happen. So what have we done today? We've started terrain. I'll say completed step 1 in making a basic terrain generator. I'll put flat in there because the terrain's flat, but it's terrain. Commit all. Yeah, go on, we'll commit all. There we go. That's that done. Sync it up. Thank you. Refresh, and we're done. We've got 6 up and gone. Yeah, lovely. So that's it. That's it for today. I've got to the end of my back sitting down. I need to go and stretch my back. And yeah, I'm looking for thoughts and input all the way through this. I mean, this is going to be, to start off with, a very basic game of just being able to walk around the world. If I can fix up some of these weirdo graphics stuff that I'm getting out of this. I don't know if it's my screen or because my TV is huge compared to what I'm showing you, but it is giving me slight complications, so I'm going to check through the maths. I might have just made a simple mathematical mistake, like a times or a multiplication of point like 9 somewhere. You know, something silly. So there we go. I'll upload this onto YouTube, so you have the video there at Amberskies YouTube. So you can use that later, or you can view it from here on Twitch. If you are viewing from Twitch, please hit follow or subscribe if you're on YouTube, and that will help me immensely in moving forwards with this. At the moment, I'm starting to get problems creating, well, health problems. So I might need some help to get this really going. Might help. Yeah, not sure. Anyway, Notes are looking good. And yeah, we've still got a few notes here. I might note this one up. It's looking, that is looking good. Yeah. It's looking better than it was because I've now split that out for the terrain generator. Excellent. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. You people take care. And above all, keep exploring and keep having fun.